Good morning, guys. It's day 4 of the Pauline Bread Project. Time for the big reveal. So after we did the pre-shape last night, we let it sit on the kitchen table. Whoa! Look at that. That's gorgeous. You can see the surface has that nice skin on it, and it's trapped all the gas very effectively. So that's why we folded all of that underneath to create this taut layer here. And that's acting as a balloon, and that's what causes it to rise like that. You can see that it's very jiggly. There's a lot of air in there. Really nice structure. I have a little canister of flour here, and I'm just going to lightly dust the surface. Just gently help it out. Friends have joined us here. These guys come every day. Sometimes there's 7 of them. They keep us company. So kind of square it up. After it's squared up, you just want to fold the bottom up. Stretch this out as an ear, fold it in. Stretch this ear out, fold that in. Crush some of these larger bubbles here. Take the top, fold that down into a package. Look at that. Okay, now I'm going to lift it up. So now I have all of the seams on one side here, and our smooth floured surface is on the bottom. I'm just going to pull these all together and make one nice seam on the top. And turn that upside down. So now we have our smooth surface on top, and the seams are on the bottom. I'm going to tighten it up now. I'll just put a little flour on your hand so the dough doesn't stick. Push it forward, bring it back, forward and back. By doing this, I'm using my thumbs against the table to create tension here. And that tension is going to tighten this surface just like we did yesterday. And that's going to create that balloon effect, and it's going to fill up with air. And once it's fully risen, we'll be able to bake it. These ends I'm just going to tuck underneath. Like that. The table is well floured, so it's not going to stick to the table. And our hands are well floured, so just kind of push it. Tighten up that skin, tuck those little ends underneath, and there's your loaf of bread. I have a sheet tray here. Put a nice little sprinkling of flour down on that. If you want, I have parchment paper too. You could use parchment. Whichever you decide to use, make sure you have dusting of flour so it doesn't stick. Okay, so gently lift this up. And there's your baby. One option for you is to put your dough ball in a bread pan, and you can bake sandwich loaves with it here. This is great if you want to freeze these too and have them on hand. Just pull them out a day ahead and you'll have sandwich bread for the next day. I'm just going to sprinkle the top with some flour. You can smooth it out if you want. And I'm going to cover it up. The flour will prevent the towel from sticking to it. We're going to wait 1 hour and we'll check it. we'll take a look at it in 1 hour. I have the trays set up so that Daddy? Right below. Yes, love?
Can you be a monkey, my daddy?
Yep. I'm gonna be a monkey. Give me a monkey. Okay. I have a roasting pan here, and I'm just gonna fill it with water.
The animals are gonna eat something. I'm gonna run away.
Be very careful. I just turned the oven on. It's not hot, guys.
Hey, Maki, are you there?
I have it set up so the roasting pan is right below our baking rack. Alright, it's been an hour. Ah, look at that. It's perfect. It's ready to bake. You can tell by just pushing your finger lightly into the dough and watch it kind of rise back up. I would normally use a razor blade to slice our relief cut. Today I'm going to use a serrated knife. I think it's easier to handle for first-time users, and I don't want to put anybody at risk for getting an injury. When you make your cut, don't slice right down the middle. You want to choose a slice that's right down the 1/3 line on either side. I'm going to sprinkle a little flour on top to smooth it out. I'm holding the knife at 90 degrees to the bread and rotating it to 45 degrees. I'm going to hold one side of the bread just to create some tension, and starting at the top, make a decisive cut all the way down. My knife missed this portion of the bread. I'm just going to go back and redo that. Here we go. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. I have a little trivet ready here. It smells amazing, guys. So beautiful. And now the hardest part of all is waiting. You have to wait at least 1 hour before you slice into that. You want all of that moisture inside to cool down and redistribute into the bread. So set a timer. I'm thinking of you, Michigan. It's time to cut into this and see what we have. It's very crusty, very crusty. Yeah, it smells very good. Looks delicious. Nice crispy crust, creamy inside.